Welcome to Soul Healing for Finances. My name is Master Gina Musetti, and this is my acupuncture clinic. And this is going to be like our temporary meeting site until we outgrow this room, which we might do in a couple of weeks.
We might do.
So the hotel has some meeting rooms downstairs on the 4th floor. So we'll see if we can, get an arrangement to maybe get one of those rooms. But temporarily, I just thought we'd start out in here. And so my name is Master Gina. This is Yanan, and this is Sunny. And if you're wondering what I am a master of, I have a master's degree, which I'm sure a lot of people do, in acupuncture. But what I'm a master of is actually soul healing. So I was given the title of Master Healer by Dr. Jigong Shah, who's the author of the book, and the Institute of Soul Healing and Enlightenment, which is a training program that was started by Master Shah to help to train people in the soul healing. Soul healing was originally something that he had learned from his acupuncture, one of his teachers in China, and his name was Dr. Ji-Chen Guo. And Dr. Guo wrote an amazing, groundbreaking book called Body Space Medicine. And before Dr. Guo's book, all of Chinese medicine was based on the 5 primary internal organs. So your liver, your lungs, your heart, your kidneys, and your spleen. But what Master Guo discovered is that we also have illness, or we can increase our wellness through increasing the health of the space between our organs. So Dr. Shah's father happened to read this book, and he thought, wow, this is like so extraordinarily groundbreaking, I have to send it to my son. And by that time, Dr. Shah was already a medical doctor and a doctor of acupuncture as well. And he had already achieved world-renowned success in his healing abilities, because since the age of 6, he actually started learning healing modalities through, I think it was his first teacher was Tai Chi, right? Mm. And then when he was 10, he went on to master another martial art, and then when he was 12, he went on to master another martial art. And so his power to heal through using energy or qi was already there before he became a medical doctor and an acupuncturist. So, and I don't know how he discovered this technique, but he discovered by himself a method for healing deaf people. So in traditional Chinese medicine, we use about a 1-inch needle in 2 acupuncture points near the ear to help wake up the nerve and to help your body to grow more of the, the little cilia that help your hearing. And usually it takes about 2 treatments a week for a year for your hearing to improve. Master Shah discovered a method within a very short period of time that he could even help people who had completely lost their hearing, been deaf for one reason or another. I don't know if he could help people that were born deaf, but people who had lost their born deaf too. Okay,
we experienced that in Queen.
Oh, really?
There was a healer from San Francisco. She's being Master Shah's student, but we didn't know her till she came this time. And we didn't realize she was born deaf.
Wow, okay.
And then, she's not completely deaf, but people has to actually stand, right here.
Yeah.
And screaming to her,
mm-hmm.
and she could hear it. But then most of the time, she learned to catch their
lip reading.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she gets, about 70% accurate, and she's good with that.
Wow.
And then she received treatment twice, I think,
from
Master Shah.
Right.
And she could hear it.
Much better.
And, and a few of other students were witnessing the healing, couldn't believe it. They were just like, okay, can you hear me now? So ask her to stand there.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? And they kept going back, and they stopped shouting.
Wow.
So from here to here, she could hear them fine without shouting.
Now I remember her, but I didn't know that she was born
I forget
deaf
her
either.
name. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
We didn't. Nobody knows. She
Yeah.
received the treatment, and because she didn't understand what people were asking her, then she just answered. People ask her. Master Jimena asked her, "How long have you been deaf?" She said 53 years. And Master Jimena just keep thinking, you look just about 53 years old. What do you mean deaf 53 years? That's not possible. So she asked again and again. And then finally Master Jimena changed her question.
Yeah.
Are you born with this condition?
Uh-huh.
She's not her head. She said yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So nobody knew till like she could hear everybody.
Yeah.
And her sister was there crying, calling the parents,
Right.
husband. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah. So this is the, type of healing power that Master Sha had even in the 90s. And his father read Body Space Medicine, and he mailed it to him. And he said, this is like the most extraordinary thing I've ever heard of. You have to, contact this man who wrote the book, Dr. Guo. So he contacted Dr. Guo, and he said, I want to be your disciple. And Dr. Guo, so in Chinese medicine, to be somebody's disciple means that you learn their secrets. Otherwise, you're just a regular student. They teach you the regular things. You never learn the secrets. And Dr. Guo said, no, I have 5 daughters, so I don't need a disciple because I'm going to pass on my, most important knowledge to my daughters. And so Master Sha said, okay. So then he bought a ticket and he flew to China. And he went to Dr. Guo's clinic, and Dr. Guo wasn't there. The daughters were there. And so he said, I came to see Master Guo. And they said, oh, he's not here. So at that time, Dr. Sha, he said, well, where is he? And, oh, he's at a conference, somewhere like 5 hours drive away. So he drives there. And then he says, oh, I'm sorry I talked to you on the phone. I know you said that you wouldn't take me as a disciple, but I thought, maybe if I came in person. And he said, no, you're irritating me. Go away. So Master Sha leaves and he goes back to the town where Dr. Guo's clinic is. He waits for Dr. Guo to come back from his conference. Then he goes to his office again. Would you still consider, taking me as your disciple? Oh my gosh, no, just go back to your job. And at this point, he was working at a hospital in the Philippines. He had been hired by the World Health Organization to teach the doctors there his method for curing deaf people. Hi, Rhonda!
Oh my God, come.
Hi, everybody!
Hi, Rhonda.
Yay! You can open the door now.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Bring in another chair.
That's awesome. Hi.
Yeah.
Is Kiyomi coming?
Hi!
Who's gonna try to come before? Awesome.
Oh. So, everyone, this is Rhonda.
Aloha, Rhonda.
And
Rachel.
Rachel.
You do it on your
Diana,
phone too. Look at that.
Master
That's
Gina.
awesome.
Chatting with
Vacation.
people on
That's so
Delilah.
cool. Oh my gosh. I love technology.
So,
Watchdog.
anyway, Master Sha went back to his job in the Philippines, and then he got a letter that said, Dear Disciple. So, Master Guo decided, okay, this kid is like pretty smart, I guess I did some research about him, and so, okay, I'll take you on as my disciple. So, for 12 years, Master Sha diligently, to be the disciple of a Chinese doctor means that you basically give your life over to them, which means you don't have your own life, you don't have your social life, you don't have your family, you just are completely devoted to them. So for 12 years, Master Sha studied with Dr. Guo until finally Dr. Guo said, okay, I've been very harsh on you, I've been very tough on you, I've been very strict, I've even been cruel to you at one point, just it's very, very challenging for Dr. Sha. So anyway, he said, I was testing you, and you passed the test, so I'm going to explain to you what I'm doing. I'm asking God to heal their soul. And Master Sha was like, know what that means.
I'm asking God to heal their soul?
Yeah,
The patients.
yeah,
Oh, that
Yeah.
was his secret.
yeah.
Okay.
And so he said, well, like, I was raised as a Buddhist and all my teachers have been like Taoists and Confucius. I don't know what God is. So Master Guo said, well, you need to go meditate and try and see if you can figure it out. So then Master Sha said, okay, I've been a devoted disciple of this man for 12 years and he's doing some kind of healing. He goes like this and 20,000 people are healed. I better listen to him. So he went and did what Dr. Guo had trained him to do. He was able to receive, a message from God that, yes, hi, I exist, and I can help you. So Dr. Sha said, okay, this is amazing. So he met with Dr. Guo and he said, okay, I understand who God is and that God exists, and so what's my next step? And Dr. Guo said, well, you have to go to the West. You can't stay in Asia anymore because we can't talk about this in China. Obviously, you've been my student for 12 years. I couldn't even tell you. I don't tell any of my patients because already he had been imprisoned and his clinic had been shut down before because of too many people gathering for the Qigong healing. And the government said that it was, an illegal gathering because he had 20,000 people at a time that he would do healing on. So they shut him down and they put him in jail. And he said, I don't want that to happen to you, so you need to just go west. So he quit his $1 million a year acupuncture business that he had in the Philippines and moved his family to Canada, I think, and started all over again and only taught Master Guo's techniques, which he wrote a book about. It's called Soul, Mind, Body, Medicine. And Soul, Mind, Body Medicine has over 100 different healing techniques for head to toe healing. And that was my first experience with Dr. Sha when I met him in 2011, because I had chronic headaches for years. And even though I would do acupuncture, I would get relief, but I still kept, they still kept recurring and never cured it. And so I did one of Master Guo's techniques that one of Master Sha's teachers taught me, Master Roger. And after a while, I realized I didn't have headaches anymore. And I had a couple other types of healing from Master Pam, who's one of our teachers here in Honolulu. And I just attended group healing sessions like this and asked for healing for my headaches. And I hardly ever have headaches anymore. Yeah. And so that's why Yana and Sunny and I and Rhonda and Katie and Diane were all students of Master Sha when we decided to come together to form a group for healing of finances.
I didn't know what it was.
Well, you joined us.
Thank you for joining us.
I just heard. Oh, I thought. I just heard that you had gone to. You were having
So high tech.
a study group.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, can I come?" And they said, "Yeah, okay, come." And so okay, well, so I didn't know anything. I didn't even know you were going to be here. I thought I saw, and I didn't know anybody was coming. I just said, "Okay, I'm coming."
Okay,
Good, thank you.
Thank you
I
for
just
coming.
hopped on. But
That's the best
to
thing.
realize
Just come.
that it's a study group focused tonight. I don't know what you do.
Yeah.
On financial healing.
Yes.
You can't see me now, but I'm bowing on the floor, kissing the floor, bowing 9 times because how lucky am I?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
We're all very lucky to be
Yeah.
here. Yes, we're all very lucky to be
I have a question.
here. Yes.
Is this the type of thing so I should take notes?
If you wish. But,
Right now, I think you can focus on experiencing.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, and we'll be here every
just
week.
like, it'll grow. I mean, we're planning on doing this for at least a year because we really want to, when you focus on something, it, manifests. And I have my business here, and then Sunny and Yanan are growing their soul business, and Rhonda has her own business, and you have your own business?
No. I just have a question.
Yes.
'Cause isn't Tuesday night the
World
Love
of
Peace,
Harmony Family.
World Peace Love Hat?
Yeah.
Is that a conflict? I mean, am I
No.
supposed to be there?
A little bit.
No.
No, it's a compliment.
You can
Yes.
do whichever one.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
I went last week,
Mm-hmm.
and literally there was only myself, Bianca, and Akara.
Mhm.
We were the only students there,
Mm.
and there was nobody else there.
Mm.
So I thought, well, I'm not going tonight.
It's
I didn't know. I didn't know what the protocol.
you can go by days.
I didn't know what the
one
protocol
day you
was,
feel
you
like
know?
you want to be
Yeah.
in love, peace, harmony, surrounded with family you are familiar with.
Right.
Go there.
Uh-huh.
One day you
So-
feel like, oh, I really have blockages today about finances. You
Uh-huh.
come here.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I just didn't know. I thought,
Yeah.
No,
I wonder why it's.
And
Tuesday.
they go on till 9 o'clock. So after here, you can still go there.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Oh,
Not
okay.
tonight. I don't think there's anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're
there's,
not
there's
too-
nothing
I don't think
tonight.
anybody's there.
No.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
they're all gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to fill you guys in,
We're talking about the healing center.
the healing center
In
where we met
Kakako.
Master Gina, we all met as students of Master Shah. Every Tuesday evening there's a Love, Peace, Harmony World Family Night, and the purpose is essentially to chant for world peace, for peace for humanity and all. So that's a beautiful night, but this is the night that also worked out for our group. So it's not a conflict. I don't think
No.
there's plenty of people chanting for world peace.
Yeah.
We're here to
Yeah.
serve all of us.
I need to chant for finances.
I just wanted to.
Yeah.
that
I
brings us peace.
Yes, I chant other days, other times of the day for world peace.
Yeah.
So we do it all. We do it all in our time.
And if you want to join us for World Love, Peace, Harmony, Peace Chanting, we also are online every weeknight at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
Yeah, one of us is always on like Rhonda did last night.
Yeah.
On the
We
chanting
chanted
channel?
Chanting
Yes.
channel, yeah.
Oh, is that the one that Karen was talking about? She says, I have a teleconference at 5 o'clock every day.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Well, I guess that was.
What's
Yeah.
that?
I don't know.
I didn't get the question.
I don't. Teleconference at 5 o'clock every day.
Maybe it's
Probably
private. Who
Maybe
knows?
Yeah.
it's something else.
I think it's something else.
Maybe, well, here I am.
Okay.
So,
Are we once a week or twice a week here? Once.
right now we're going to be once a week here, and I'm going to do Wednesday and Thursday at the center for the
okay.
next 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Then we'll be twice a week here.
On the second day is
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I just am trying to. I mean, I didn't read anything. I didn't
Oh, it's
see
okay.
anything.
It's
So,
okay. It's okay.
so
You're here.
I didn't know.
But for all intents and purposes, we're here on Tuesday nights for financial healing.
Yes.
And Thursday night is also financial healing.
Thursday night's going to just be soul healing evening.
No. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes I work on Thursday nights. That's why I just didn't know whether I missed part 2 or part 1 or.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
just going to
something
be
else.
Tuesdays.
So we have Sharon Tubergen and Angela Joy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Can they hear us
That's
well?
cool.
Yes,
Okay.
they heard us perfect.
Or do
We're
you
excited
want to
you're
use
there.
mine across
That's
the room?
cool.
Yeah, across the room, boys.
That's cool.
And so, what soul healing is, the concept behind soul healing, or sometimes we call it Tao Healing, is that everything originates at the level of your soul. So when you heal the soul first, the healing of the mind and body will follow. So we have, maybe I should have like a whiteboard or something.
Yes.
We have,
Oh my gosh.
For now, that's what we have.
that'll be
That's
great.
awesome.
Okay, we have this concept called Shen.
That's cool.
Shen. So Shen is a concept in Chinese medicine that when you translate it into Western terms, it is your soul, your heart, not the actual physical heart, but like your emotional heart and your mind, your consciousness, not the brain. So we have Shen, and this usually we call it the soul. So we have soul. Qi is energy, and Jing. So you'll hear us talking a lot about Shen Qi Jing. So when we have challenges in life, we can have them at the physical level, we can have them at the energy level, or we can have them at the soul level. So when you practice healing the soul first, then everything else will fall into place. And so just like, with my headaches, I kept trying to heal the matter. I take medication, or don't eat this, or don't drink that, and don't drink coffee, and don't drink wine, and don't eat nuts, and don't eat cheese, and don't eat chocolate, and don't get too hot, and don't get too cold, and don't get tired, and da-da-da-da-da, right? And then I tried energy healing, I went to saunas, and I got acupuncture, and I got Reiki, and I got craniosacral, and all this stuff. But after, my whole life, I still had headaches. So then I went to the soul healing, and now, after 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 5 years, I don't have headaches anymore. Which, coming from 30 years of headaches to now in 5 years I don't have headaches at all anymore, it's okay, that worked. that was the thing that worked, right? And and then you can have other things going on in your life, some people have we could call it I don't know, at the level of your soul, maybe you have bad dreams, or if anybody has an open third eye, sometimes you get scared because you might see.
Turn the light on, so.
Okay. You might see.
Nice. Wow.
Oh, yeah, that's
Just so they can see.
so they can see.
Okay, great.
Oh.
So, or some people have their auditory channel open, so sometimes you might hear things, or you might have emotional challenges. So maybe you have anxiety, or depression, or fear, or even mental issues. Some people, they might have obsessive compulsive disorder, or even extreme clinical depression, or something like that. And then you could have blockages in the energy channels. So even in your acupuncture meridians, you could have challenges in your energy body, and this could show up as for example, if you have painful periods, that could be because of a blockage of energy, or even headaches, that could be an energy blockage. Or you could have physical matter blockages, the problem with the blood flow in your body, or maybe you have some disc that's protruding and pressing on a nerve, or you have a tumor in your fallopian tube, or all kinds of matter blockages. But when you work at things from the level of the soul, it literally will work its way into all of these things. And the concept in soul healing is that everything has a soul. So your body has a soul, your organs have souls, all of your cells have souls. So you can literally talk to the souls of whatever it is that's going on in your life. So we're going to talk to the souls of our finances. So Shen Qi Jing is something that you're gonna hear those words often. So if you forget what it means, just ask it. Wait, what does that mean again? And another word that we use a lot is flow. So you might hear us say, oh, I did a flow on da-da-da-da-da, and this is what I received. Oh, we did a flow. Oh, let's do a flow. So basically, a flow is that, so for those of us who have been studying soul healing for a long time, we have something called spiritual channels. So actually this last weekend, we just had a 2-day workshop called Opening Spiritual Channels. And when you open your spiritual channels, you're able to receive what we call a flow of information from like whoever you're asking. So because Master Sha is of a Chinese lineage, we tend to gravitate, I think, a little bit, towards receiving flows from like the Taoist saints and the Buddhas and things like that. We also receive flows from what we call divine or God, and a lot of us receive flows from like Mother Mary or Jesus, and I don't know if you have some Indian saints.
I've connected with Babaji,
Yeah.
who, if you read the autobiography of a yogi, he's the leader who's mentioned. He's guided so many souls over the ages. And, so I sometimes connect with him.
Mm-hmm.
I've done, from the archangels or any of those guardian angels. Yeah, plenty.
So, Yanan did a flow earlier, and so do you want to explain what the guidance was for this?
So, our plan was each week we would do a flow before the gathering starts, because the constitution of people will be different most of the time, and then even it's the same group of people that day, that period of time, you're experiencing different conditions, blockages, or whatever that works, whatever that doesn't work. So you come in with a different condition. So I would do the connection with the soul of the workshop. So Master Gina was explaining about Shen Qi Jing blockage. I didn't create this workshop. He did. Master Gina did. We were inspired by the information coming from the higher source, wherever that is. So the reason this is happening is because it's already created at the soul level. They are created, they want to serve us. They want to have it manifested down to Mother Earth. So then somebody has to be the vehicle to facilitate it happen, right? So we become the vehicle. We happen to receive that message. It aligns with us. We also have some level of financial blockages we need to remove. So the best way to remove our own blockages is to help others to remove their blockages. That's the whole teaching of Master Sha. Service is the way. So I did the flow today for tonight. We're focusing on forgiveness and gratitude. So
compassion.
Sorry, not gratitude, compassion.
Compassion.
It was forgiveness and compassion. Yes. So the theme of the flow was that.
Can I interrupt you really quick?
Sure.
Because that just reminds me. So I had one of the Master Sha students called me last week, and she said, "Oh, I was interested in what your experience has been with the financial healing." And so I was talking about it, and I said, what's going on with your finances? And she said, "Well, I got sick." And she said, "I never had financial challenges before." She's a psychologist. She had a very successful practice. Then she got sick, and she had to stop working for a while, and she can't recover. Like her finances, her health is great. She had healing from Master Sha for her health, and her health completely recovered. I can't remember what stage, but she had cancer. And so she said, "But I'm still having financial challenges." And she said, "I never understood people's financial challenges before. I always thought that it was their fault."
Yeah.
I go, "Oh, now do you have more compassion?" She goes, "Yes." And I said, "Maybe that's just what you need to focus on, is just be more compassionate."
Yeah. So that was the theme today. I'll read my flow for you. So today, forgiveness is the key. Not only asking and receiving forgiveness from heaven, Mother Earth, and countless planets, stars, galaxies, and universes also forgiveness from each other in this workshop, and from yourselves mostly, especially those who are Master Sha students for a long time. You have been given all the help you need in heaven and more. However, the blockage and belief of there is not enough in your lives is so deep-rooted, and you're not able to receive and see the blessings from heaven and soul world, or what's already in your life. So focus on removing those Shen Qi Jing blockages by doing forgiveness practices and blessings from calligraphy. Offer the small. We'll practice on the greatest compassion, which is one of the calligraphy in this book. And have compassion for yourself, have compassion to those around you, have compassion to everyone in your life that has financial challenges.
So I just want to check in with everyone because this is like a probably totally new concept. So whatever questions you have at the moment.
I don't have any questions. I'm good. Yeah, I'm okay right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. You bet. Okay. So yes.
If you don't mind sharing a little bit what brings you here. Like you saw the title, what draws your attention?
I've actually been doing a money meditation for the last 7 or 8 days, and it just kind of like fit into like, and I'm also kind of like in a transition period right now. I just got my master's degree, and I'm kind of waiting for a state license right now, so I'm like, it's kind of out of my hands right now, but I do have a lot of time, so that's kind of what brought me here.
Good investment.
Yeah.
Good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I going like you transitioning quite a bit in my life. I just recently got divorced, and that for the first time I'm having very severe financial issues, and it's just very because of that. So forgiveness and compassion is like exactly it's perfect because that's what I've been meditating on, and it just I happened to find or hear about this by chance. If you want to call it chance, it just there was Bianca, someone who knew Master Gina, and we just started talking about it. She said, "Oh, you should check this out," and it was just exactly what I had been. Because one of the things I pray every morning is I know everything is already worked out. I just need to see it, and this was one of the things that day, which was last week, just came to me, and I was like, "Oh, well, this is very nice." And so everything that you're saying is very. It's I can't even describe words. It's perfect. It's perfect. Life is beautiful.
Thank
so
you.
That's what brings me here.
I know, that's incredible, isn't it,
Yeah.
Diane? Oh, you already say you didn't know, you just want to join us. But it worked out perfectly.
I'm here by accident, sort of, but I think I was called here. I think that in more than one ways I was called here. I hope that there will be something that I can give to you.
Absolutely.
I have been working very hard in the last 2 weeks, especially the last 2 workshops that I've done. Working very hard to remove Shen Qi Jing blockages. And I started the year at this. I can't think of another word. This turmoil, just turmoil everywhere. My workplace has gone nuts. Some of my paths are, I have to give up attachment and whatever. I work at Dr. Eugene Kitt's chiropractic office as a massage therapist. And I also work at another salon on the weekends. I stand by basically for the two. And Dr. Kitt's wife was a friend of mine, Filipino lady, and her father passed away about a year and a half ago, and I went. This is about the time. I haven't been with Master Sha's teaching for very long. I'm not years and years and years, but I think that I've had a very deep experience.
Yes, you have.
Extremely deep experience. I've gone to many workshops
Yeah.
and stuff, and I have been called each time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I wanted to go. I mean, it was like I was called to go, and I ended up going. And it has been a very, very eventful year. Anyhow, the Tata, or the Papa as we call him, was very, very ill, dying. And I was called to his bedside.
Mm-hmm.
I kept asking my friend, I said, should I go see your father? No, don't bother yourself. So 2 times, one time I went to him, and he was unable to speak, but I could hear him very loud.
Mm-hmm.
He says, please help Alma, who's the sister-in-law. And I couldn't believe what a message I got. She doesn't have much IQ. So she needs your help.
Mm-hmm.
You're smart. Help her as much as you can. Please help her. And so I said, Tata, I promise you that I will.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like the angel of death.
That's your service.
Yeah.
They called me because he was gone the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel?
Anyway, so that was the thing. I've been there helping them. And as I learned the hard way, the words as appropriate, I don't think I can help them anymore. I don't think I can help them anymore. So it's a very sad thing for me. But I think I'm comfortable giving up the attachment, and because you know me, I'm very committed. Once I get committed to something, I'm very there. It's hard for me to give it up. Know when to give it up. But I've come to that understanding, that something truly wonderful is about to happen for me. I don't know what it is, but in order for this to happen, I have to remove the blockages of the recent past and the different attachments that I've had until I can digest the concept and the embrace the happenings. I haven't helped myself, so that's why I'm here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Rachel. So I'm here for 2 reasons. Hi.
It's okay. We'll go out here.
So 2 reasons. Well, I wanted to make some changes, and I sat down in January last year and made a whole plan out for the whole year, and everything happened exactly like I wanted it to.
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
this year, my message was to be more specific. And so I'm getting more specific in that I want to meet people. So this is why I'm at the meetup group. And also finances, I think, not only it's an ancestral thing. I know no one in my family has ever been good with money. So I know this is a chromatic thing in my family. Addiction runs heavy in a lot of them too. So I've got all of these demons I'm managing, I guess, inside of me, because I didn't come out with the addiction, but I came out with all the other problems that just happened to be, I think, in my DNA. And so I feel like the freer of my ancestral line. I'm choosing not to have any children because I feel like this runs so deep. I don't feel like I could have, like a good chance of having a kid that would come out with not the addiction problem. So this is running very deep inside of me. And I want to deal with it. I want to be that burden breaker for my family. I think I'm strong enough for it. It's a matter of being vulnerable enough to admit it and to do things to fix it. I don't need tissues. I'm okay, really. It was one.
We cry all the time.
Yeah,
I know. All of us cry all the time.
Sometimes your soul is like an onion, and as the layers are stripped off, different karma is released or exposed.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get down to your original soul, you'll find how pure the center is. And so as you're going through and stripping away the layers, I don't like to use the word good or bad for karma. I think of it more as dark and light, because there's light and dark inside light. So as your layers become peeled away and more exposed, as your original soul becomes exposed and healed, perhaps your blessing will bring you joy and will come to you.
How touching.
Ultimately what I'm hoping for.
You cannot believe how like you're totally in the right place. Because Master Sha heals so many addiction cases.
Yeah.
And Master Gina is a fertility expert.
Yeah.
She changes people's DNA.
I mean, ultimately, the whole reason not to have children is not because of that. That's probably a 50-50 reason. I mean, it's more worldly issues. And I don't care to have anything. And there's just nothing about that motherhood excites me at all. So, and I think I'm old enough to say this, that it's just not going to happen.
I was invited to a hula halal performance there from California. One of the girls that I graduated from high school was
Diane, I'm sorry I have to interrupt you. We only have an hour.
I wanted to make friends. We can have lunch.
We'll talk
everything.
We gotta do practice so they get to experience the practice. Yeah, and introduce yourself.
I'm Rhonda, and I'm here because I'm going through transition as well. I hurt my foot, so it's propelling me into a new arena that I've wanted to go into for a long time, but just haven't been able to. So I'm doing it now. So I'm starting my own massage business, along with, I'll add some others onto it, like some wedding planning, and now I'm doing essential oils and some other soul healing, soul massage services. So yeah, I'm starting a whole new phase of my life, and it's very exciting, and I'm transforming my finances.
Yay!
With everybody here.
Excuse me.
Sure.
If you wanna.
Do it for you.
Okay.
Yeah, we can start the forgiveness
we're
practice.
So there are many ways of doing forgiveness practice and many teachings around forgiveness practice. To me, the most famous one is the Ho'oponopono in Hawaii. Have you heard of it?
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm going actually.
Oh my
I'm coming
goodness.
in a couple of weeks. I'm going.
Yeah.
It's the opening cleansing of the year.
Oh, that's
my
wonderful.
God. Where is it at?
At the Nikiki Library.
Okay.
Yeah. I can send
Oh, we
information.
live across the street
Yeah.
from you.
It's awesome.
So this forgiveness practice that from Master Sha's teaching is very similar to that. But it goes down into what we call soul power.
Yes.
So you introduce that. Yeah.
Would it be okay if I joined you?
Yes.
Of course.
Absolutely. Katie and Mr. Ping are going to join us too. You're joining us right in time.
Yeah, we're just
I
starting.
realized we didn't invoke. We didn't
Yeah.
start, so we can do that too.
So what we do is, as soul healers, everything we do, we like to call in the soul world because it just empowers everything. It just amplifies everything we do. So just before we start a group, we usually call in the souls to assist us. We kind of forgot to do that today, so we got to ask forgiveness for that too. But it's the right time to do it now because we'll set the tone, we'll call them in, they'll join us, so that instantly kind of raises the frequency of the space. and then we'll go right into our forgiveness practice. So in Master Sha's teaching everything, just to amplify the power of any practice you do, he teaches us traditionally four powers, and now he's adding more, and we'll experience one more later today. 4 powers to make everything you do just align and empower your practice even more. The first is body power, which anyone who's practiced yoga or any kind of self-healing in that form, that the position you sit in has an effect on how you feel. So we're going to keep our feet flat on the ground. If you need to move forward in your chair to make that happen, please do. Sit with your back straight and leave some space away, between your back and the chair, because this way the energy has room to circulate all around you. The other part of our body power is we're going to assume a mudra, a hand position, which connects our hearts to the soul world. And that is, you're going to place your left hand right in front of your heart chakra, which Master Sha also calls the message center.
And financial center.
Which is also our financial center, our karma center, our love, forgiveness center, all of that. It's a very powerful, very key place for healing. And your right hand is in traditional prayer position. But then both hands are slightly cupped so the energy can accumulate and doesn't just slip away from your hand. And then keep a little space between your left hand and your message center. Both hands slightly cupped. So instantly this connects your heart, your message center to all layers, of heavens and the source. Let's take a deep breath and just let it out. If you wish to close your eyes, you may. And let's begin. So just follow along silently as we invoke. So dear the Divine, dear the Tao, dear the Source, dear Master Sha, dear all of our guardian angels, archangels, all of the saints of all traditions, dear all the light beings who have ever assisted us on our soul's journey in any way, in any lifetime. Dear the source calligraphies in the Soul Healing Miracles book, and all the countless saints, animals, healing treasures, and financial blessings within. We love you, we honor you, we appreciate you all. We invite you to please join us to guide and bless our meeting this evening of Tao Healing for Finances practice group. Please help us all to connect heart to heart, soul to soul, to open our soul, heart, mind, and body to fully receiving the benefits of our practice this evening. Help us to connect to each other, to the soul of our finances, and to all the souls who are present here to bless us, to guide us. Help us to open to giving and receiving forgiveness, to forgive ourselves, to forgive all those who have hurt us, and to ask forgiveness from all those we have hurt. Help us to open fully to giving and receiving compassion. Compassion for those who are with us in this group today. Compassion for ourselves. Compassion for all those in our lives who are suffering in any way. And let us begin our forgiveness practice. Dear all the souls whom we or our ancestors have ever hurt or harmed in any way, through our finances, or in any way that we have caused to suffer in their finances. We deeply apologize for our mistakes, and we ask for your forgiveness. Dear all the souls who have ever hurt or harmed our ancestors or us, and caused us to suffer financially, in any way, in any lifetime, we forgive you completely and unconditionally. We release you from any debt you owe us, any spiritual debt you owe us. We know that we have made mistakes just as you have, and we can do better. We are doing our best in this lifetime to serve, to do good deeds. And we know that in order to receive forgiveness, our service is important. We need to serve. At this moment, we are offering service by opening our hearts to giving and receiving forgiveness, to giving and receiving compassion, by aligning with forgiveness, with compassion, with love. We are serving. We are grateful to be here in the company of those who are serving and in the company of the souls who are here to guide us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And our fourth power is sound power. For sound power, we will, well, before that, for mind power, visualize golden light filling you from head to toe, from skin to bone. It's vibrating inside your soul, heart, mind, and body, your Shen Qi Jing. And it's vibrating in each of us, and it binds us all until our group and all the souls who are joining us are just melding together in a great pool of golden light. And now for our sound power. We will chant, I forgive you, you forgive me, bring love, peace, and harmony. And there is a tune to it, so you'll catch on. It's a very simple tune, just follow along when you get it. I forgive you, you forgive me, bring love, peace, and harmony. Bring love, peace, and harmony. I forgive you. You forgive me. Bring love, peace, and harmony. Bring love, peace, and harmony.
Have to rest on your hands.
Yeah. If you'd like to just place your hands in your lap, that's perfectly fine. I forgive you. You forgive me. Bring love, peace, and harmony. Bring love, peace, and harmony. I forgive you. You forgive me. Bring love, peace, and harmony. Bring love, peace, and harmony. And at this time, those of us who have received a download to our soul for forgiveness, please turn it on and let us empower our forgiveness practice to amplify it even more. So please ask your forgiveness treasures to turn on and bless. bless our forgiveness practice at this time.
Actually, every soul has forgiveness.
Every soul.
Every soul.
Oh wow.
Okay. So let us all invoke our downloads of the soul of forgiveness that is downloaded to us to turn on. Please turn on and empower our forgiveness practice.
So the way that you do that, because every person is actually, every soul actually, so even Mr. King, every soul has a forgiveness download. Every soul has love download, forgiveness, compassion, and light downloads. And so how you turn it on, or sometimes we say hello, or sometimes we say to invoke your treasures. And you just say, dear soul, mind, and body of all my treasures. Or you could say, dear soul, mind, and body of my forgiveness treasure. I love you, honor you, and appreciate you. Please turn on and help me to offer and receive forgiveness. Something like that, in your own words.
Wow, I can feel that already. Let us continue.
I forgive you. You forgive me. Bring love, peace, and harmony. Bring love, peace, and harmony. I forgive you. You forgive me. Bring love, peace, and harmony. Bring love, peace, and harmony. I forgive you. You forgive me. Bring love, peace, and harmony. Bring love, peace, and harmony. I forgive you. You forgive me. Bring love, peace, and harmony. Bring love, peace, and harmony. I forgive you. You forgive me. Bring love, peace, and harmony. Bring love, peace, and harmony. I forgive you. You forgive me. Bring love, peace, and harmony. Bring love, peace, and harmony.
One last time.
I forgive you. You forgive me. Bring love, peace, and harmony. Bring love, peace, and harmony.
How. Thank you. And we say how, which in Mandarin Chinese means perfect, get well, or in Hawaii we would say pono. And just take a moment, stay in that space, just feel what's going on. Tune in. Feel your mind.
Every other part of the body.
And when you're ready, open your eyes, stretch, come back.
I'd like to share with you a little message I received during our practice. Well, I would like to. I'd like to receive a message that I received during our forgiveness practice about compassion. Our heavens team in the soul world, the divine, has everything that we need provided and waiting to give every of us at every given moment. No matter we're having a bumpy road, a bumpy day, or an easy, smooth day. In the challenging time, because of our ego and our past memories, from our own experiences or our ancestors' experiences, that we get stressed because of what appears physically, and we close off all that channels that we can receive all the help. So whenever a person, a situation comes to you, irritates you, make you feel stressed, have compassion for them, for yourself, for the situation, and try to feel your feet, feel the base of your torso, feel your lower abdomen, and feel your body start relaxing, and you will be able to start seeing how the soul world sees you when we are in a relaxed state. Then you'll see the situation without attachment, and you'll receive all the help you need from the divine.
Thank you. Beautiful. So, just to add on to that, what I was experiencing or feeling was that everything that's created here, like we said earlier, is created at the soul form first. So, Rhonda's businesses are already created in the soul world. Acacia's peaceful life after the transition that you're going through has already been created in the soul form. So all of our desires, everything that we're trying to create has been created in the soul form. The reason we're not, certain things are not manifesting here is like Master Gina drew the chart, the soul, heart, mind, energy, matter. We literally manifest in that sequence. And if something is out of alignment, it's not manifesting in the matter, in the physical world. So when we do a practice like this, after this practice, I feel more aligned. I feel more present, more at one. I was a little scattered today because I had a lot to do and was running around. So I feel much more connected and as one. That's what these practices do for us. They bring our soul, heart, mind, and body into one place the more we do these practices, the more we get into alignment. And then things start to flow from the soul through the heart, mind, energy, and then matter. So that's what I wanted to share.
You want to share something? Experiences?
I liked it though. Thank
You
you.
liked it?
Yeah.
How do you guys feel?
I'll share.
Okay. You want
Hi,
to come in the
thanks
sharing
for
seat?
allowing me to participate. Whatever you want me to do.
Okay. They can hear you.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
You can turn the camera.
So thank you for
And Mr.
letting me
Page.
join.
Mr. Page.
It was like, it's nighttime clearly, but it like felt, it was so bright. It was like the middle of the day in here.
It's like it was getting brighter.
Yeah, and actually there was a moment when as we went deeper, it's so powerful for us to chant together and to really like allow ourselves to be in this like trusting open space together with people we just met, or to really just allow that connection to happen. And there was a moment where it really switched for me and I went like really deep. And I actually could feel the forgiveness and the love like flooding into my heart and my soul, and just like almost like I just saw my bones were like gold. Like it was even going that deep and strengthening what I was getting from my life situation right now was just like strengthening the trust in my ability to allow whatever needs to come through, that the abundance is there, and I don't need to be afraid, and just to feel that love coming through was really powerful. So every time I start to feel like worried or fear, I'm just gonna connect to that moment, that love, that like gold bone.
Bones of gold.
Katie has a very open third eye.
Master Gina, you want to? Okay. Did you see something for us? Well, thank you for the suggestion for all of us to turn on our forgiveness download. I wasn't aware.
I didn't even know that.
But the moment we did that, I noticed even our singing got more harmonious. Everything transformed.
Yeah.
Like, before and after we turned on our forgiveness downloads, our singing got more harmonious. I started to feel it's not like I was feeling heavy before, but suddenly I started to feel layers and layers lift up, and the whole space got lighter. After
I
we
was
turned on.
moving. I was moved.
Yeah.
Like literally moved into a different position while I was sitting there.
Wow.
So yeah, and then the moment, it was very small for me, but I was there, and then it felt like it was yanked from me. So I had to work on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was there with you. I guess we were all there
We
in
were
that
all
moment.
there.
but-
It's
yeah.
just like
We were.
muscle memory to keep going
Yeah.
back
Yeah,
to that moment.
I'm good. Yeah, it's not coming out, so it's gonna stay right there.
I don't know.
You gotta build your moment muscle.
Yeah, I know, right?
Just keep
I
going.
have to work on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's all good. That's beautiful.
You have to get used to it. We do it all the time. We're
I
telling
No,
you.
it's actually
yeah.
a good thing. It
That's
really
Because
is.
you're
Yeah.
releasing
That's-
blockages. Those are the
yeah.
Shen Qi Jing blockages, like letting go.
So like when we were
Yeah,
in Master
so
Sha's
it's a great
workshop, you
thing
hear
to
like
let it
in the
go.
middle of practice
That's why
people
we're here.
started coughing, crying.
Those are all
All that
signs
is
of
releasing.
release.
Yeah, all that blockages in our body and
Yeah.
our emotion and all level energy
Yeah.
coming up, and just have to let
And
go.
did you see how calm he is?
He's a
Before he was like, he didn't know what to do with himself. He wanted to be here, there. And now he's just like,
So you want to talk a little bit about downloads, since we brought it up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to?
Okay.
Like forgiveness download. What does that mean? So we just, that's another thing we say so often. What does that mean?
Downloads. You'll hear that a lot.
There's just since you're closest to the door,
Yes.
timer set for Q.
Okay.
So can you hand me one of those books? Of course. Okay. So all that. Do you have one of these books?
Now you
I have one.
So every person gets a book, a copy of Soul Healing Miracles. And
You're giving this to us?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
You're so welcome. It's from
I
all of
was
us.
gonna buy it, but if
It's
you're
from Master Sha.
It's a gift from
Yes.
us.
That's Master
Bring it with
Sha.
you next week and whenever you come.
Yeah, we're
Our
gonna
go-to
practice
book.
through this
We're gonna-
book a lot.
I went to a long page a second ago, so when we were doing the thing, I did the breathing that was suggested. It was nice.
Wonderful.
Oh.
Wow.
I learned very quickly.
So one of the things that Master Sha is well known for saying is, I have the power to create soul healing miracles for myself. You have the power to create soul healing miracles for yourself. Together we have the power to create soul healing miracles for the world. And the purpose, ultimately, because we heal ourselves first, and then we're able to not have to worry about like being sick or injured or whatever. Then we keep working on ourselves to prevent illness. So then we have a strong immune system, and we don't catch colds as easily as we did before and things like that. So all these little things help us to be able to serve other people better, because if I don't call in sick to work, more people get to have acupuncture, right? So or you don't call in sick to work and you get a paycheck, whatever, you know what I mean? So and then so the next kind of level of healing is to receive what Master Sha calls downloads. So this originally came to Master Sha in I think 2003. Yeah, 2003. I can't remember, but the story, I don't know if it's in this book, but it's in almost every single book that Master Sha has written, is the story of his first encounter with downloads. So what happened was he was at a retreat. He had like maybe 100 students there at this place in California called Land of Medicine Buddha. And Master Sha said that God appeared before him, and because Master Sha has been his whole life training spiritual channels, he knew that this was God, and he said to the students, "I'm so sorry, but I have to pay respect because right now God just came before us, so I'm going to bow down 108 times." So he stopped teaching the class and he bowed down 108 times. And so God said, "I would like to offer you a universal law." And so Master Sha said, "Okay." And so he said, "This law is called the law of universal service." And God said, "I am a universal servant, you are a universal servant, we are all universal servants," meaning we all help each other to make our lives healthier and happier. And Master Sha said, "Okay." And so God said, "I will show you," I'm just paraphrasing, so you can read the story by yourself later. But basically God said, "Can you pick a student in your room who needs some serious healing?" So Dr. Sha said, "Okay, anybody in that room has some kind of chronic or life-threatening condition." So one gentleman raised his hand and he said, "Oh, I have cancer, I have tumor in my liver." And so God said, "Okay, I'm going to offer this man," his name is Walter, "a download for a new soul for his liver." And so Master Sha said, "Okay, what is a download?" And the divine said, "Well, you understand software, right?" And he said, "Well, sort of. Like, I need to run a program on my computer and I can download the software." So God said, "Okay, great. So I'm going to download my software of a brand new liver to Walter's body." And Master Sha said, "Okay." So what he said that he saw was that this light came out of the hand of God and went into Walter's liver. And his whole liver just began to glow with this golden light. And so God said to Master Sha, "Tell Walter to turn on this new liver soul by chanting I can't remember what it was, but something like divine download of my liver soul, heal and rejuvenate my liver. Thank you. For 2 hours a day. Ask him if he'll do it. So Walter says, yes, I'll do that. So Walter was a very dedicated student, and even to this day, so 14 years later, 13 years later, Master Gina just saw him recently, is still perfectly fine. He's never had a return of the cancer. I can't remember how long it was, but it was like he decided he was going to practice for 5 hours a day or something like that. And within, but the divine had told him, like, maybe in 6 months, have him do the
Check again.
yeah, CAT scan or something. And but he just kind of waited, and he went after like 3 months or something, and it was like the tumor was completely gone, and they did blood tests and everything, and it's completely cancer free. So he's like, okay, if this works, I'm going to keep doing it. And to this day, he's chanting, divine liver soul, and he's never had any 13 years later. I mean, that's pretty amazing without any kind of Western medical intervention.
Yeah.
Because he had just been diagnosed like 2 weeks earlier, so he hadn't had a chance to have chemotherapy or radiation or anything. So that is the power of a download. And there is an explanation in here of like what to expect when you receive a divine download. And basically what you can expect is nothing, or you can expect miraculous healing. It just is totally individual. So some people might experience warmth, some people might experience coolness, some people might experience nothing. I was just telling somebody earlier, Yanan or somebody, maybe it was Katie, earlier that I went over to my friend's house to look at this equipment, and it's some sort of machine that generates different frequencies of light. And he turned it on, and I could literally feel it. And he was like, I don't know if this machine works or whatever. I'm like, oh, I think it works because I can feel it. And he's like, what do you mean you can feel it? So for me, I have like somehow developed this ability to feel something. I don't know what it is, but it feels to me like tingling in different areas of my body. And so I didn't have this when I first started studying soul healing. I didn't feel anything. But then one day, we were doing an Open Spiritual Channels workshop with Master Sha, and he started speaking what we call soul language. And he said, I want you to listen and to translate what you hear. So like, he's just like speaking like lula, lula, lulali, lulali. This is called a soul language. And I said, Mr. Sha, I don't hear anything, but I feel this tingling like exactly in a circle around my mouth, as though like I have like, some very specific, like, a glass or something like around my mouth, and like in this very specific area I feel tingling. And he looked at me, he said, good job, keep doing it. I was like, okay. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I was like, okay. And so then since then, every different area of my body has like these different sensations that I will like feel tingling in when different things are happening. So that's my thing, and like I said, you may not feel anything. That was probably maybe 6 months after I started studying with Master Sha. But I am a very good student, and like when I start studying something, I am diligent about it. So I jumped in with both feet, and I just started studying every day. So just like Diane, she's like,
I know, so dedicated.
yeah, she's in 6th sphere here.
Seriously. As Master Gina earlier say about the forgiveness treasure that everybody all has. So Master Sha is he hasn't always been a channel that talks to the divine, not since he was born. So but his channel was open, and he actually became a divine channel in 2003. Yeah, and that's when he started offering downloads, and he would ask the heaven, saying, I would like to offer the whole humanity something. They would tell him yes or no. Okay, so like the forgiveness, love, forgiveness, compassion, and light, is that what you're saying? Master Sha had asked to give the downloads of love, forgiveness, compassion, and light, which is basically messages, vibrations, if you break it down to science. Soul, Shen is soul, heart and mind. Soul is message, information. If you're familiar with quantum physics, message is a vibration. Different messages has different vibration. If you're familiar with Dr. Emoto's work on water crystal, you can Google. Yeah. So he basically would put bottles of water from the same source and then put a word on it, hatred, love, or whatever, and then the crystal forms very differently. So message is very powerful. No matter it's thinking, it's saying, it's singing, or writing's message. So love, forgiveness, compassion, and light, that's a very beautiful and powerful and very pure messages. And Master Sha asked the divine to download to every single person and thing, not just humanity, right? All souls. That means the chair has it too. To have these. So doesn't matter we're aware of it or not. So you can all go home and just.
But it's like giving you a light bulb.
Yeah, you gotta turn it on. So it's like we give you a light bulb, you have to plug it and turn it on. So that's what we do, like when we practice at home, when we chant something, for example, if we keep repeating a message, we will become that message. Mm-hmm. You're aligning your vibration with that message. So if I just sit at home and talk to the soul of my download saying, dear soul, my body of the forgiveness download, please help me to be more forgiving, or please just help me to be you. Just say, let me be the greatest forgiveness. Mm-hmm. And then you just chant, greatest forgiveness, or greatest compassion. So we'll be doing that, but in a different form. We'll be doing the one that's a newest technology. I call it technology, because humanity will catch up and realize this is a technology. In this book, on page
Figure 21,
you get one calligraphy. Are there 9 calligraphies in there?
Yeah.
Each one has a different message, and the explanation is right there next to it. So we're going to figure 21.
Yeah.
The explanation is somewhere in the book.
It is?
Yeah,
it's not translated?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just
okay.
It's written in Roman.
Yeah, you keep coming, we'll translate all 9 of you for you. Today we'll do 大慈悲. So 大慈悲, Da is the greatest, 慈悲 is compassion. So if you're familiar, I know you love it. If you're familiar with Guanyin, Avalokiteshvara, right? That was one of her incarnation. Guanyin, she's the great compassion Buddha. So in a lot of the great compassion Buddha, some mantra, chants, or anything mentioned, this word of Datsubei often mentioned because she's the greatest compassion Buddha. And this is greatest compassion. And we do Chinese because Master Sha is Chinese, and Mandarin is his native tongue. And he, believe or not, he only started learning calligraphy 2 years ago. He's never written calligraphy in his life till 2 years ago, and then he wrote this. It's just like mind-blowing. I've written calligraphy for like maybe 10 years. I can't write this. Yeah.
One of the students took one of the calligraphies that Master Sha had written for her to Master Framer, and the framer said, "Oh wow, this master must have been writing. This master must be very old." And she said, "Why do you say that?" She goes, "Oh, this is the writing. Only somebody, who's been writing 50, 60 years could write like this."
Yeah, he's only learned the calligraphy.
Few years.
He grew up in a different era in China, Cultural Revolution. They don't appreciate. They didn't. Now it's better. They didn't appreciate such art as they used to.
No, you couldn't even.
Yeah, you couldn't even find the resource to learn it during that period of time. So So he only learned it when he became a Canadian citizen from a Chinese professor. That's a different story. So this particular writing, it's called 一笔字. 一笔字 is oneness, one stroke writing. We call it oneness writing. So in Chinese letter, they have components. The Da is not necessarily 一笔字, but 慈悲 are. So usually when we see a Chinese character, they're created with different components. In this case, he pretty much one stroke finished one letter. This the more updated one you'll see him writing, it's actually it's 6 words phrase, he will write them in one stroke. Yeah.
It's connected.
So, yeah. So the power of that is it's a message. And because Master Sha created it, he's worked so hard his life, like you can imagine the kind of dedication and hard working that he had practices and learn and receive divine guidance and just follow through without even a doubt. Get him where he is. So his soul is very pure. His body is very pure. His being is pure. So when a pure being receive a high frequency and then put it down on paper, that creation has a very high vibration. And that's why we all started doing these calligraphy practices. And what Master Sha taught us to do is to simply just trace and chant. So we're aligning our soul, heart, mind, and body, our cells, our cell vibrations with this message by tracing it. So what we're going to do, we can put our 5 fingers together. In Chinese medicine, 5 is important, 5 elements, if you're familiar with that. And so if we do that, we can just follow the stroke. So it goes like this. Da is 1, 2, 3. Ci is this way. You can kind of pretty much just follow that stroke. And Bei is just follow his writing. Bei is a little tricky, so it kind of go down and up and give it a little reverse S down to the heart. Do we have a pen?
Oh, where's the clipboard? So there.
I'll use a pen so my hand doesn't block you. So Bei is a little tricky. It goes like this. Down first and come back up. And down to here. But we're not really writing, we're tracing it. So as long as we're tracing this stroke, even if it's a little mistake, it's okay. So, and then as we trace, we'll chant the 3 letters, 大慈悲, greatest compassion. We can alternate that. If when you go home to do this practice, you can, if you don't remember the Chinese pronunciation, just say greatest compassion. That'll work too. So, so for those online, I believe you have the Soul Healing Miracle book. We are going to trace and chant Da Ci Bei, and I know Sharon and Angela are all familiar with this method of practicing. So we'll just chant and follow along. The tone goes like this. Da Ci Bei, Da Ci Bei, Da Ci Bei, Da Ci Bei. If you need to slow down, please do. Greatest compassion, 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 greatest compassion. So I'm gonna do a quick invocation, and then in your mind you can suddenly think of one thing that you would like to transform, remove the blockages of it, basically. So as I do the invocation, you can just fill the blank of that. Okay. So dear soul, mind, body, you can follow in your mind or out loud, either way. Dear soul, mind, body of the Tao calligraphy 大慈悲
of the Tao calligraphy 大慈悲
I love you,
I love you,
honor you, and deeply appreciate you.
and deeply appreciate you.
Please help me
Please help me
remove the soul, mind, body. Well, let's just say Shen Qi Jing, sorry. Remove the Shen Qi Jing blockage.
remove the Shen Qi Jing blockages
Of.
of
Fill the blank. I am mostly grateful.
I am
Most
mostly
grateful.
Most grateful.
Most grateful. Thank you. It's English, not my native tongue. Okay. So then we follow by chanting and tracing, continuing what we just did. Da Tzu Bei, 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 Da Tzu Bei. Do one more round. Da Tzu Bei, Da Tzu Bei, Da Tzu Bei, Da Tzu Bei. We say everything 3 times. How. Thank you. The first one we say to the divine, the soul world, who comes to support us. The second one, what do we think?
First one is to the divine. Second is to all the
The
souls.
first one is to the divine. The second one is to all the souls who come, including the ones that possibly you have challenge with, and you call them in to do a forgiveness practice. It's including them. The third one is to our own soul. We have our soul that guides us through our physical life, regardless we're aware of it or not. So we gotta thank our own soul to bring us here. Yeah. So, any sharing experience? You look happy.
I'm happy. Yeah, it's good. It feels good.
Yeah.
Good.
The tracing feels good.
the whole session.
The whole
feels
session.
good.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's the goal. You?
This just everything about this is absolutely perfect and wonderful. It's for a long time I felt very spiritually alone in my life. Not very many people believe how I believe or see how I see, and only this past year has been kind of like the end of a very long cycle in my life and starting a new thing. And I just really want to meet people that are believe things that I believe, and all of this is just it's like there's no way I could pray specifically for these things. It's just because it's already
Happy Irene.
Kenny and his wife are probably going to join us soon.
Awesome.
Kenny has been
Yay.
practicing with the book, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the wall.
Oh, you were in the other room? You could hear us?
No, I was thinking about can we remove this wall to
Oh,
expand our room,
wonderful.
wow.
right?
That would be perfect.
That would be
There's
Because
only
that
one
other room is
outlet.
awesome.
See, because you're here, you're like helping us expand.
That's very true.
Amazing. And you have.
I'm good with it all. Actually, I think that this is just another
Okay.
stepping stone for me,
Okay,
and
great.
That's great.
Then we can
it'll
figure
give
out
me
some-
an outlet to channel some of the stuff that I've been receiving, but I don't know what to do with it.
Oh, like
So
Perfect.
messages or
I have I don't know what to call it. It makes me feel like I'm crazy though.
you're in the right place.
I mean, it's very. It talks to me very clearly. It's
Messages.
conversations,
Yeah.
and sometimes they're fun, sometimes they're very real, sometimes they're confusing because I'll be given maybe a phrase of words or something that I
We'll
don't.
definitely talk about
It's almost like a record in my head. Sometimes it just never stops, especially if something's wrong.
We'll definitely talk about that.
So I just don't know what to do with it all. I don't know how to channel it when I do want it. Maybe not have it there when I don't want it. Because it's
It's
just,
on all the time.
Yeah, there's sometimes where it'll just come to me and it'll want me to stop what I'm doing and focus on it, and I'm like, I can't stop what I'm doing right now. In a moment, or life catches up to you, and you just maybe you're walking down the middle of the street and you don't want to stop and look like a fool in front of everyone. These things. It's just weird, the most odd moments. And then when I sit down and do meditation, it almost feels like I said earlier, like it's grabbed from me, like it's taken. Like when I do sit down and want to channel with it and talk to it, it closes off or something. I'm thinking it's a control issue. I'm thinking it's a control issue.
Interesting.
So
you should come take your open spiritual channel.
yes, I need to do something like that. And again, being with people that understand, because the world out there, there's not a lot of focus happening anymore on each other or on improving one's life or being able to see the bigger picture in today's world.
Kelly's getting messages all the time, so she might be able to help you on how to smooth, roll with it.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, but we'll talk.
Isn't it felt like I remember the first time I joined a Love Peace Harmony with Master Shah and the spinning techniques? I was like, oh my gosh, I'm home! I'm not a weirdo. I'm like, yay! I can start
so
not being so freaked out by this and enjoying.
Some acceptance would help too.
Yeah.
So acceptance about what's happening within me, and the need to want to be with others.
These practices will align you so clearly with the highest, frequency, light, vibration, and within yourself too, because it's clearing everything, and then everything for me, everything continues to be more and more clear, and then I don't have to be so in here about the messages or whatever it is I'm receiving. I just, then you just start
integrating
and just knowing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or not having to know.
It can be practiced,
Yeah.
and purify ourselves is part of the process. And purify, I don't mean you have to go on a detox diet all the time. That's not exactly it. The process of purifying, including our Shen Qi Jing.
Yeah,
So
everything we've been doing
today, forgiveness, because we have past life memories, karma, you're saying, ancestral karma, our own personal karma. Those are soul blockages. When we chant these vibrations, they will remove one layer by one layer at the soul level. And then down to that, there's the heart blockages. Our heart has experienced a lot of these past lifetimes of good and bad, happy, joy, but anger, envy, all that is in
all those vibrations are still bouncing
in
around.
our heart. So when we carry those, the messages even coming from the soul, it's pure. It gets distorted and filtered through your heart. And then the message goes down to your mind, and mind has a whole other different of distortion. Negative mindsets, negative belief systems. I think most of the humanity don't love themselves, including myself. We have self-love issues, more or less at different levels. So that's a big negative mindset. We don't think we deserve enough, or we don't think we should receive more than this and that. If we see a homeless on the street, people sometimes have really good heart, straight go into their mind thinking, why do I get these good life? Why don't they get it? Then you start feeling guilty. That's also a negative belief system. So then it gets distorted again at the mind level. And think about all that distortion and filter and comes down to our body. Then your action wouldn't be pure and aligned with the messages. That's at the soul level. So what we're doing here is really just each level we purify all that. And then so the pure message will start coming down, and our body, our energy, our action, thoughts is our biggest challenge. We have these mind chattering all the time in our head. It will start becoming more pure. Then your message, you will instantly recognize this is not a pure message. I don't need to act on it. And slowly those messages will not even come up. And you'll always just be most of the time with love and forgiveness, compassion and light. Yeah. So that can be practiced and developed.
Yeah, I need to work on my filtering system, that's for sure.
And a lot of the time it's not just us, we're also purifying for humanity.
Yeah.
We're all connected,
And I hear a lot of things. A lot of what you said about the downloads resonated from a talk I heard over the summer, and it was through ayahuasca. But I know, and I've always known within something, I guess there's something inside of me that knows I can do this without the ayahuasca, without any kind of the drugs and stuff like that. And this is the part that makes me feel like I'm crazy. And I think I'm afraid of it. I think that's also where a lot of the grabbing and taking and stuff comes from. I mean, believe me, I'm aware of all of these things. It's just a matter of figuring out which demon I need to deal with in the hierarchy of who's causing the most trauma within me.
So welcome.
Yeah. So thanks for listening.
No, welcome.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah. So you can keep doing this at home. If you want to try out different ones, you can. And Master Sha did include some of these practices in the book, if you're a reader. For me, I really don't have time to read. So I go straight to practice and experience, really.
And there's
everything.
There are some people who, when they start reading his books, they fall asleep after 2 minutes because the frequency.
The messages are really high.
I've experienced that with some of his books, but not all. I'm more of a reader than she is. When she starts reading a book,
2 pages, I'm out.
because every word is kind of going back to the downloads again. Every word is downloaded. It's because his books are not written from his mind; they are received again, flow. So those words are vibrating, and that is like the funny thing is when your mind is not in a place to receive the healings. You knock out and you go to sleep because your soul tells your mind to just shut down. I want to receive the healing.
Yes.
That's why you fall asleep. That's a very common phenomenon among our students. We call it getting knocked out, and it happens. It happens even from reading the book sometimes. Okay. What's the time like?
We're almost at the end of
we're
it.
almost at the end.
Since this is we're focusing on removing our financial blockages, Sunny has a treasure given blessed by Master Sha, and it's a calligraphy that is specifically focusing on finances. So it's called Tao Cai Fu, which means Tao bestow wealth.
Yeah.
Show everybody. Yeah, there you go.
It means the source bestows wealth. And what I love about this message is that it takes us out of the equation. You know, the source bestows wealth. So who are we to,
if they're gonna give us, why are we blocking it?
Yeah, who are we to block it, and who are we to struggle? If we can just open to the source and trust that the source is taking care of us.
This is a very rare print, just to let everybody know. Not everybody can receive one of these.
It's a very amazing print. The funny thing about this, the moment I received it, the moment I got this in my hand, I started to get ideas about how to, new business ideas, new services. And the thing about when you align your abundance with the source, your income and the service and well-being of others come into alignment. That's the best part about this, because that's what the source wants. They don't know any distinction between you have and you don't have. There is enough for everyone, but if we come into the mindset that there's not enough for everyone, two things happen. One, we get competitive. Two, we get guilty. If I have more, that means somebody else has to have less. That's a big mistake, and I've been guilty of that too. I've been hugely it's taken me a while to get out of that mindset that if I have more, others will have less. That's not true. The source is there. Who are we to decide who gets more and who gets less? The source has enough for everybody. That's the message contained in this. And what we'd like to offer today is, as a gift to one person, a 5-minute tracing blessing of this calligraphy, which is very powerful at clearing financial blockages. All we are asking is that you report back to us and you share your stories with us, whatever happens from now over the next, because that's healing everyone.
Yeah.
When you share your story about what transformed for you, it's healing everyone, and we're all connected in that sense. So, Master Gina, would you like to check guidance on who, among everyone, those who are here and those who are online?
Okay.
Whom heaven wants
Angela is online and Sharon's online.
Angela.
Angela, did you hear us? Sunny's gonna trace Tao Cai Fu for you for 5 minutes today, and we'll keep in touch. Okay, thank you.
Just holding
Can we
this
hear her?
She can type.
She can type.
She'll type.
If you want to say something, you can type too. Otherwise, we can probably check with you on the phone later after the session.
Where do we see it if she types?
Yeah,
on the phone.
It's on my phone.
Oh, cool.
Now there's a whole thing of technology happening over here. That's cool.
I know.
So just to let you guys know, just holding this and sitting here, I'm feeling transformed.
I'm
feel
like
I
getting
want
so
to-
much tingling.
Once you pulled it out, my message center is
this
like,
is incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
I
it's
feel
like this is like
It's been glowing to me.
right.
I've been
Yeah.
sitting here watching
It's like,
it's like
yeah.
I keep staring at it.
It's
It's glowing.
Wow,
right?
I just keep thinking, wow, I
trying to
can't
create
believe
this.
this is here.
It's
Oh,
ingraining
very-
itself.
That's
a very powerful soul.
amazing.
I think we're all being blessed
I
just being
think
Just
so
being
too.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So report back next week. Whether you can make it or not, you know how to reach us. Join us whenever you can. But if you can, just get in touch with us. There's meetup comments. We have a Facebook event. Just find us there, and we'd love to hear from you with the practices and everything. And after the tracing itself, for Angela, I mean, we all get blessed when we're in the presence.
Yeah.
So I will connect and trace for Angela for 5 minutes if someone
And we
can.
can all chant.
Yes, we can all
along.
chant. So the words are Dao Tzu Tsai Fu.
Doubts.
Tzu.
Spell that.
See,
C-I.
C-I.
Tzu.
S.
Just like the sound.
Dao S.
Tsai.
side.
Sai.
C-A-I.
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 And Fu.
Side.
Sai.
The source bestows
Cai Fu is wealth.
wealth.
Dao Sai.
Tzu.
So,
Dao S.
Tsai.
Sai.
Fu.
Fu.
We can all chant.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
So, dear soul, mind, and body of the Dao calligraphy, Dao Tzu Tsai Fu.
so, and I'll just explain too.
Yes.
You have that soul healer calligraphy, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, so Sunny is very unique among us that he actually has a soul healer calligraphy download. So he is able to offer an extremely high level of blessing by tracing this calligraphy. So it's very unique to.
Thank you, Master Gina. And the reason I asked Master Gina to check,
Because she's a master.
because she is a divine channel, she has the most direct connection to the divine among us all. We all have a connection, by the way. She is just, as a divine channel, she has the most direct
She's been with Master Sha's student.
connection to the divine
Very
from all of us.
devoted.
I trust her guidance when it comes to choosing the person. So Angela, you're very, very blessed. I am going to begin. Dear the Tao calligraphy, Dao Tzu Tsai Fu, and all the countless saints, animals, temples, and incredible financial blessings within. I love you, I honor you, and deeply appreciate you.
So what's happening is that as we're all sitting here, we are receiving the splash. We call it the splash of the blessing. So as Sunny traces for Angela, because we're all here together, we will also receive like a little bit of a boost from that blessing. It's like as if, we're all standing around a pool and somebody jumps in, and that person gets like totally immersed in the water, but we get a little splash of it. It's like
Being in the first few
But
rows
it's
at
like gold.
SeaWorld.
yeah, like
Water.
it's
Please bless Angela Joy to heal and transform her finances as most appropriate for her at this time. We are most grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can someone type?
Yes.
Okay, I'll begin.
In 5 minutes, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's a long time.
Okay, I'm going to place it here so I can trace with my abdomen, and that's like your core, your powerhouse. When you trace from there, the healing is like 100 times stronger than
I think so.
tracing with your hand. So it's like your abdomen is the brush and you're tracing. You could apply that to any of the calligraphies in this book. Okay, so I'm starting now. Lao Tzu Tsai Fu,
Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu.
And I'll just do a little invocation for the rest of us. So, dear soul, mind, and body of all of our finances, we love you, honor you, and appreciate you. Dear all of our divine endowed downloads that exist within each one of us, for love, forgiveness, compassion, and light, we love you, honor you, and appreciate you. Please turn on to boost our finances for each of us in the most appropriate way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tao Ci Sai
Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu, Tao Ci Sai Fu.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Dear all the doubts and siphons, saints, saints, animals, divine treasures, and financial blessings, we love you, honor you, and appreciate you. Thank you, all the holy beings of love, forgiveness, compassion, and light that have joined us on this evening. We cannot thank you enough.
Thank you. Okay. How do you feel, everyone?
Wow. And it's so interesting because, just doing that as a group, we're all blessing each other.
Yeah.
So it's like so much more powerful than, just
And,
doing it by ourselves.
You've done this at home, right? Just two of us. It's a completely different feel when we do it all together. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's very
I
powerful.
was feeling a lot of joy just tracing this. Like every bend, every twist and turn of the stroke was like, I was kind of riding it and there was just so much joy.
I know I had to go out and dance.
Ah.
I really had to do that.
There was a lot of joy. That's the feeling that came through, and which is funny because that's Angela's last name.
Joy.
Oh, it is?
I just had a short realization when you chant, why are we doing greatest compassion? Because one of the most basic teaching of Master Sha is compassion boost. Compassion boosts stamina,
Energy,
stamina,
stamina, vitality.
vitality, and immunity. And why is that important? Because when we go out there and work, we need to have that energy. In addition to that, the energy is not just the energy we take a 5-hour drink. What do you call that? 5-hour
energy.
Yeah. It's not the same energy as you take a 5-hour energy drink. It's the energy you get when you are serving people and you have this inner joy. In Buddhist term, they call it Dharma joy. It's like when you serve, you just have this innate joy. Yeah. And then that joy brings you all the energy you need to do what you need to do. And that's the energy you get to go out do things, get to serve people. Then it's a circulation. The wealth, finances at the heaven, at the soul level, it's virtue. So when they're flowing, everything is just you give, you receive, you give, you receive. We are not meant to receive the money and keep storing it.
Lots of blockage.
Lots of blockage. We receive, we give, and it will just constantly flow. And everybody will get what they need at the best timing and give at the best timing. Yeah. So that was amazing.
Can I share what I
Yeah,
Absolutely.
of course.
my experience? So I was just kind of sitting out there because I didn't want to interrupt the flow, but exactly what you're saying. When I saw, I just felt that like joy. I felt the joy that the blessing was being given with, that everyone was receiving, and then I just saw these like huge baskets being prepared with like flowers and gold and like food and nourishment and all of these like things that didn't look earthly. They were like,
preparations
prepared from a special place.
Yeah.
And then I saw each of our Heavens team walking around and handing them to each other, like delivering them.
Wow.
And it was just endless.
Nice.
It didn't stop. And it was just like, and then there was like some snow falling. Lots of times I see virtue or financial blessings as like flowers falling or snow falling. But this was actually like, I've never seen this before. It was just like hand delivered to each of us. Just like
So our
endless.
Heavens teams were exchanging with each other or delivering
With
to each other.
us. Like your
Our
Heavens
Heavens
team
team.
was giving her a basket, and Master Gina a basket, and Diane a basket.
Because we were here as a
That's a
group doing
dilemma.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so
Oh, we were
everyone was
helping each
exchanging,
other.
and because of that,
Aww.
That's
You know,
beautiful.
your Heavens team
Katie's talking.
would give
We should look
Delilah
at
something,
Katie.
and then boom, your basket would
Sorry.
like grow. So it was just like it was so beautiful, like huge things of gold. It was just like
Thank you,
That's
Kira.
awesome.
Thank you. That's awesome.
It
What's
was
beautiful.
It was so beautiful, and there was music. Everyone was like dancing around. It was just like a Disney movie. It was so pretty.
She's with us, yeah.
Yeah, she is with us.
Yeah, it was the second part was the giving. So I got both of them. That was, yeah, it was preparation. They came to me in words though. I don't see visions. I see the
perfect.
words. It's preparation, and like the message that I'm being prepared. Not necessarily that I need forgiveness, but that I need to be prepared for what's coming.
Wow.
Like, and I guess forgiveness is probably a part of it, but
Sure.
it's more preparation. And then giving. At the same time, when I heard I was being prepared, I had this insane feeling to give it all away.
So you were,
Yeah. So like, that's
Right,
I felt
yeah,
it.
she
That's
was.
exactly what was
And
happening.
like however you receive your message is like perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like perfectly how you're supposed to receive it.
Yeah.
And when I got the biggest smile when I thought about giving, I was like, I'm just gonna give, and it felt really good. And I was like, oh, cool, okay, what's happening? So,
Okay.
right along the
Yay.
lines.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
thank
happy
you,
that was justified in my head.
Thank
That's
you.
why it's so like cool
Nice.
to share with each other because it'll
Right.
give you whatever affirmation
Yes.
or
Yeah.
like
Or your piece connected with your piece
Yeah.
to put the whole thing together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then some of us don't see, like I don't see, I feel and I know things.
Mm-hmm.
So I like,
It's
you know,
a
the
piece-
picture comes
picture
together
comes
with my
together.
knowing. And I'm like, oh yeah.
That
that's
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah, so it's nice to hear. So it's nice to hear your sharing.
Okay.
So
Angela
that I get to
says,
see.
thank you, Divine. Thank you,
oh, it's
Dao.
Angela Joy.
Thank you, Sonny,
yeah,
for offering
she's
this
in
blessing.
Kauai.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's in Kauai.
Oh, that's
Very
awesome.
kawaii.
Kauai. Thank you,
is
Master
very
Shah. I am
nice.
so grateful. I could feel so much peace
Aw.
and happiness.
Aw, yay.
Angela, you were in my dream last night. I don't know why, but you were.
We're all
That's
connected.
sweet.
Alright. So, Master Gina,
Yes.
you want to end the night?
Okay, great.
Awesome.
So how is everybody feeling? Good?
Great.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay. So let's everybody sit up straight and have you back away from the back of your chair. Have your feet on the ground. Feel your connection to Mother Earth. Have your back straight so that your the top of your crown is aligned with heaven. As human beings, we want to align ourselves with heaven and Mother Earth, divine and Tao. Imagine a ball of golden light in your lower abdomen and have your hands wherever they're comfortable. Dear Divine, dear Tao, dear all of our teachers and our teachers' teachers, dear all the saints, animals, divine temples, and heaven's treasures, dear all our healing angels, archangels, saints, lamas, gurus, kahunas, and buddhas and bodhisattvas, shifus, ascended masters, all of our spiritual mothers and fathers, grandmothers and grandfathers that have joined with us today, all the souls that joined us for forgiveness practice, to offer and receive forgiveness, all souls of compassion, all Kuan Yin's Buddhas, the 87 Buddhas of the Da Bei Zhou Great Compassion Mantra. We love you, honor you, and appreciate you. Thank you all for joining us here today. We have come together to say thank you, love you, and to respectfully return back to your duties that you need to take care of for the rest of the evening. So let us say 3 times thank you, love you, and gongsu.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. Gong song, gong song, gong song.
And so gongsong just means to respectfully return. We invited them in, and now we want to ask them to return. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Oh my God. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Yay.
If it
Wow,
says-
we did a lot.